Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to an Independence Day special episode of Wings. I'm Johan Castell, and on the show today we cover what happens at the Red Fort on Independence Day. We feature recent engineering marvels of Indian railways from south to north and even the northeast. We also give you a roundup of fantastic national parks and museums to celebrate what India has to offer as we celebrate Independence Day. Every August 15th, the eyes of India turn to Delhi's Red Fort, the stage for the nation's Independence Day celebrations for the past 78 years, where the Prime Minister hoists the flag and brings history alive. A celebration of freedom that blends tradition and pride.
Preparations begin weeks in advance. Streets are painted, trees trimmed, and layers of security everywhere. Police and armed forces at every corner ensure that the celebration carries on safely. For Indians, Independence Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It is a festival of pride, a day to honor the bravery and selflessness of those who fought and laid down their lives. In every corner of the nation, the day is marked with flag-hoisting ceremonies, patriotic songs, and the spirit of freedom. The celebration is carried out with high enthusiasm and patriotism.
Every year, for us, our parents made sure that we celebrate Independence Day in a way that is like a festival for us. So me, my brother, my dad, and my mom, we always make sure to get out, to go to India Gate. Yeah, unfortunately, I've never been to the Red Fort. I wish I can come one day, but it's just so busy. The lines are so long that I haven't gotten a chance to come here. But Independence Day holds like a special place, I think, in every Indian's heart, because it was a way to represent our freedom.
In the heart of Old Delhi, the Red Fort rises above the city's bustle. Known for its architecture grandeur, the 17th century masterpiece stands as a symbol of India's history and heritage. Built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, it has witnessed centuries of change.
If you're interested in history and architecture, then this is a nice place, as the fort's architecture reflects Mughal art. They also host the Light and Sound show inside the fort, and the museum is also very beautiful, which makes it worth visiting.
Every 15th of August, it becomes the epicenter of the nation's celebrations, where the Prime Minister hoists the tricolour, a tradition begun by India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, in 1947 and carried forward by every successor since. On Independence Day, the Red Fort draws thousands of spectators as it is adorned for a grand celebration. The Prime Minister hoists the national flag and addresses the nation, reflecting India's strength and might.
My experience at the Red Fort was actually very nice because I got to know so many things which I was missing out on, and you see that historical significance, and in the institutions you get to know about the institution of your culture. The experience was incredible, and I would really like to advise people to come, and at least once in their life they should come and visit and see what happens in an Independence Day and how the Prime Minister addresses the country.
And even if you miss out on being the part of India's 79th independence celebrations at the Red Fort, make sure you visit this iconic site once at least when you are in Delhi. A site that is a living legacy that tells the world this is where freedom stands tall.
This Independence Day, let's take a look at some of Indian Railways' engineering marvels that are connecting far-flung regions of India to the rest of the country. We begin our showcase of impressive rail infrastructure that featured on this year's Independence Day invites the Chenab Railway Bridge. In June, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled India's most ambitious rail project. linking the Kashmir Valley to the rest of the country by train for the first time. The 272-kilometer track, described by Indian Railways as among the world's most challenging, stretches from Udhampur in the Jammu region to Baramulla near the line of control, passing through Srinagar. The line features 36 tunnels and 943 bridges, with a total cost of around $5 billion.
For tourism, जो बीते 4-5 साल में लगातार बढ़ रहा था, हर साल यहां रिकॉर्ड संख्या में टूरिस्ट आ रहे थे। जिस टूरिज्म से जम्मू कश्मीर के गरीबों के घर चलते हैं, उसको पाकिस्तान ने निशाना बनाया।
Modi's visit to Kashmir marked his first since a recent military flare-up with Pakistan. The railway is seen as a transformative project for the region, expected to boost tourism, drive development and improve troop and civilian mobility in the Himalayan terrain, reliant on air travel and landslide-prone roads.
This is really a great initiative taken, especially it will relieve all the people of Kashmir. During the harsh winters, the highway was closed due to the rainfall and landslides. Now, as the rail has started, it will help all the people, and mostly it will boost the tourism as well, trade as well, agriculture sector as well.
Among the most impressive developments along this route are two majestic bridges. This is the Chenab Bridge, which spans a length of 725 meters across a river gorge that crosses the Anji River, a tributary to the Chenab River. This is India's first cable-stayed rail bridge, which towers 331 meters above the riverbed. But another key bridge is even more impressive nearby. This is the Chenab Rail Bridge. It is the highest railway arch bridge in the world. It stands 359 meters high, above the riverbed level. This 1,315-meter-long bridge will now see the Vande Bharat Express run over to enable people to travel via rail from Kashmir Valley to the rest of the nation. Let's move to South India now, where the new Pamban Railway Bridge stands as a testament to India's engineering prowess and visionary infrastructure development. On April 6, this bridge was also inaugurated by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the auspicious occasion of Ram Navami. The original Pamban Bridge's history traces back to 1914, when British engineers built a cantilever structure to connect Rameswaram Island with the mainland. This has served as a crucial lifeline for tourists, trade and pilgrims for over 100 years. The harsh marine environment where the bridge was built required a more modern solution. In 2019, the Indian government sanctioned the construction of a future-ready replacement. The permitted train speed is up to 75 kilometers per hour over a 2-kilometer-long stretch. Impressively, this bridge is India's first vertical lift railway sea bridge. It allows the 72.5-meter span to be lifted 17 meters to let larger ships pass underneath, thus improving sea connectivity. Although the bridge's superstructure currently only has a single railway track, there is room for two, should it be needed later. Rameswaram is an island town with stunning sea views, sacred temples and a deep sense of peace. Pilgrims flock to the Ramanathaswamy temple for its elaborate corridors and spiritual energy. At the same time, travelers marvel at the town's coastal charm, clean beaches and rich mythology. Whether you're chasing quiet moments by the ocean or exploring the cultural depth of one of India's Char Dhams, Rameswaram leaves a lasting imprint, and you can travel all the way from here to Kashmir on the Indian railways. Over in northeast India, Mizoram's state capital Aizawl finally got connected by rail after a 26-year-long wait. The June inauguration of the 51.38-kilometer Bairabi Sairang railway line has officially linked Aizawl, the capital of Mizoram, to India's national rail network. First proposed in September 1999, the project faced daunting challenges, from steep, rugged terrain and frequent landslides to short annual construction windows. The achievement is an engineering milestone featuring 48 tunnels covering nearly 13 kilometers, 55 major bridges, 87 minor bridges, 5 over-road bridges and 9 under-bridges. These infrastructure projects have connected India like never before, bringing people and a nation closer together. From the echoes of the partition in Amritsar to the legacies of India's prime ministers in Delhi and the birthplace of Birsa Munda in Jharkhand, these sites aren't just museums or memorials, they're living reminders of the struggles, sacrifices, and spirit that shaped the nation. Our first stop is the Partition Museum in Amritsar. This museum, located in the heart of the city, is dedicated to preserving the memories and experiences of those affected by the partition of India in 1947. A momentous yet tragic chapter in our history, the partition displaced millions and left deep scars on both sides of the border. Through poignant exhibits and personal stories, the Partition Museum honors the resilience of those who endured unimaginable hardship. It serves as a reminder of the human cost of independence and the importance of unity in a diverse nation. Next up is the Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya, or the Prime Minister's Museum, located in the Teen Murti Bhawan complex in central New Delhi. The museum spans 2 buildings. One is the Heritage Building and former home of India's first Prime Minister after gaining independence, Jawaharlal Nehru. This part of the Heritage Building has several rooms that showcase gifts received by some of India's Prime Ministers over the years. Some rooms have period furniture, giving visitors a feel for what life was like decades ago. The second building is a newly built large structure full of modern technology that makes the experience exciting for youngsters and adults. There are interactive displays and an opportunity to get your picture taken with your favorite Prime Minister using a green screen, or take a walk with the Prime Minister of your choice. This part of the museum stands out compared to other museums, making this spot a must-see in New Delhi. Finally, we travel to Ulihatu in Jharkhand, the birthplace of the legendary tribal leader Birsa Munda, revered as a folk hero and freedom fighter. Birsa Munda led the Munda rebellion against British rule in the late 19th century, advocating for the rights and dignity of tribal communities. Birsa Munda's struggle against the exploitation of his people and his call for Ulgulan, or rebellion, made him a symbol of resistance and resilience. As Independence Day is here, these historic sites offer more than just a glimpse into our past. They connect deeply to the values and struggles that shaped India. Let us remember and honor the sacrifices that brought freedom and continue to uphold the ideals of unity, peace, and resilience. From tiger territory in Rajasthan to cheetahs returning to Madhya Pradesh and crocodiles ruling the mangroves of Odisha, India's wild heart beats across landscapes as diverse as its wildlife. First stop, Ranthambore National Park, once the royal hunting ground of the Maharajas of Jaipur. Today it is one of India's best places to spot the Bengal tiger in the wild. Here, safaris feel like stepping into a storybook. Ancient ruins wrapped in vines, lake where crocodiles lurk, and sal forests echoing with alarm calls. If you're lucky, you'll meet the true king of Ranthambore, the tiger in his natural element. From iconic tigers like Machli, one of the most photographed tigers in the world, to her modern-day descendants, Ranthambore is where big cat dreams come true. This national park is one of India's largest natural habitats for big cats. This forest comes alive during the monsoon season, and when you reach the train station, it's easy to see that this is tiger country. My accommodation while exploring Ranthambore is the Earth. And as the name suggests, this resort features villas made with rammed earth, which allows for the creation of rooms in unique shapes and styles. I'm up before sunrise and we leave the hotel immediately. The Ranthambore National Park was originally established as the Sawai Madhopur Game Sanctuary in 1955. By 1973, it was declared one of Project Tiger's reserves in India. We spot several peacocks with their feathers spread out and see several of them in a row fanning for the same peahen. After a while of roaming around the outskirts of the Ranthambore National Park, we see many spotted deer. We are also lucky to find a nilgai, the largest antelope of Asia. There was also a cute mongoose running away from us. And many fish playing on the road at a water crossing. Everywhere we look, there seems to be another animal, and it's clear to me that Ranthambore is teeming with wildlife and well worth a visit.
The tiger resurgence in India has given hope to environmentalists involved in other conservation programs too. Project Cheetah, an initiative by the Government of India, has reintroduced cheetahs into the wild after they were declared extinct in the country in 1952. This is Kuno National Park, located in Madhya Pradesh. Here, imported cheetahs from Africa have been established in a suitable habitat in the national park. India's conservation model's success hinges on a dual strategy of land sparing and sharing, proving that both approaches are essential for the big cat's recovery. Visiting Kuno National Park is a special experience as it represents unique vegetation dominated by tree species like kardhai, salai and kher. There's also abundant fauna in the park, including spotted deer, sambar, blue bull, leopards, hyenas, jackals, and of course the recently introduced cheetahs. It is considered one of the most biodiverse areas in central India, along with the ancient forts and structures and the Kuno River that flows through the park.
On the coast of Odisha's Kendrapara district lies Bhitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary, a lush 672 square kilometer expanse of creeks, mangroves and wildlife. The core, declared a national park in the late 90s, is famous for housing the world's largest congregation of saltwater crocodiles, spotted deer and migratory birds. A boat safari here takes you through India's second largest mangrove ecosystem, the mini Amazon of India, where massive crocs bask on muddy banks and mud skippers scuttle along the shore. At Dangamal Camp, visitors can explore a crocodile hatchery and enjoy a fresh coconut under the watchful eyes of monkeys. But the most interesting part about this entire camp must be the museum, where many huge skeletons of crocodiles up to nearly 20 feet long are on display. There are also specimens of various snakes on display, such as the Indian rock python, king cobra and banded krait. Not to mention the many skulls of other animals like sambar, black buck and dolphins. Another must-do while in Dangamal is to cross the river and go for a trek, nearly at the opposite side of the river from the camp. There is a good trek that leads several kilometers into the forest. The path starts out slightly muddy but quickly turns more solid as we get further away from the river and offers a good insight into the various flora and fauna of the park. After crossing a large open meadow, we reach an area rich in avian life. But to be frank, the boat offers the best variety and opportunity for photography, which is the main attraction, and a perfect way to see Bhitarkanika National Park.
Over to Gujarat now for its majestic Asiatic lions. They once faced the threat of extinction, but now the lions are thriving. With a 32% jump in the species population, India's big cats are roaring, literally and metaphorically, in Asia. In the Indian state of Gujarat, the species remain a symbol of pride, culture and ecological balance. According to the 16th Lion Population Estimation Report, the number of adult females has also risen, boosting reproductive capacity. The report says lion numbers have jumped 70% since 2015 and their range has expanded nearly 60%. In Gujarat, Barda, Jetpur and Babra Jasdan are other areas where significant new satellite populations for the Asiatic lion. Located near the Barda Wildlife Sanctuary, these locations are described as satellite populations, indicating that the lions have expanded their range beyond the primary Gir forest. In fact, the Barda Wildlife Sanctuary in Gujarat is designated as a second home for Asiatic lions. India's Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav applauded the efforts and wrote on X, "India draws immense pride from being home to the Asiatic lion. Over the last few years, our lion population has grown steadily from 523 lions in 2015 to 891 lions in 2025. We've registered a phenomenal success. On World Lion Day, let us resolve to protect our lions and help them thrive." With the remarkable surge in Asiatic lions, India's commitment to conservation is making a real difference in forging a future where the king of the jungle survives.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode, but we return next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.